Plaintiff Benjamin Cartwright is suing his former roommate, Gregory Hancock, for unpaid rent and bills. Benjamin says he suspected the defendant was physically abusive to his girlfriend, and his suspicions were confirmed when the defendant went to jail for domestic violence. But Gregory says no formal charges were ever pressed. Gregory says he was told that if he never talked to the plaintiff again, Benjamin would forgive his debt.
Benjamin Cartwright is suing Gregory Hancock, and Benjamin is alleging that his former roommate has not paid him for unpaid rent and bills. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Benjamin, tell me why you're suing Gregory.
Well, we were really good friends, and Eddie, that's his name.
Eddie?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he goes by. Mm-hmm. Eddie and his family moved to Texas for 2 years, and it's where he met his now girlfriend, Amanda. And the three of us wanted to move out from our parents' house, so we decided to move in together.
Are you Amanda? Mm-hmm. Okay.
In California. So when we moved in together, Ed and his girlfriend would fight a lot, they'd argue, and I would hear things getting thrown in their room, breaking, and I would step in and they would act like nothing happened. And then when me and my girlfriend went on vacation in the beginning of August, when we came back, there was a hole in the wall that had been fixed and patched, and we found the work order for the drywall to be repaired. And I asked Amanda about it.
That's true, Your Honor.
It's true?
But that they did not charge anything. The apartment complex said that
I don't care if they charged anything. Did you put a hole in the wall?
Yes, ma'am.
Was she anywhere in the vicinity at the time that you put the hole in the wall, and was it her that went through the wall?
No, it wasn't her that went through the wall.
I didn't go through the wall. It was his hand.
So he was avoiding my calls that day, so I called Amanda, and she had told me that the reason he did that was because her parents had disagreed with them getting married, and he was upset about it. So, and
married or no?
No.
No. Okay.
My suspicions were confirmed about Ed and his violence when he was arrested for domestic violence at the end of October. And I asked Amanda about it at school when I saw her, and she told me that it was over a matter of $20. He thought she stole $20 from him. So before all the hole in the wall and the domestic violence, he was having financial problems, and we were still on good terms. And being a good friend, I decided to loan him money from February 2008 till August 2008. I loaned him $200 a month for rent under the impression that I was going to be paid back $200 a month for the next signing of the lease at the end of August. Well, a month before we re-signed the lease, he told me he was not going to re-sign and he was going to move, but that he was going to pay me the money.
All right. Now, back up, Benjamin. You guys are friends. They're supposed to move in with you what month?
They were supposed to move in August.
Of what year? 2007? 2007. When you say they were supposed to move in, did they actually sign a lease? I mean, it doesn't sound like this.
Your Honor,
because they were.
Hold on a second.
They were in Texas, and so they said that.
What? The mail doesn't work from Texas to California?
Well, no. They said that they asked me if I could get the apartment. I said fine. We had a really good deal when I went in, so I signed the lease that day. They agreed.
How did they agree?
I called them and told them that
I was going to sign.
Your Honor, we agreed that we would move, but we never set a date of when we were to move because she was just graduating in June from high school, and we were planning on moving to California, but we weren't exactly at what date of when we were going to move there. So we never gave him an actual date.
So he is alleging that you owe him $200 a month rent from February to August, not from August 2007.
No, I paid that month of August when they weren't living there on my own. I didn't ask him for that money.
Well, that's big of you. Your name's on the lease. Of course you're paying for it. All right? Their name's on the lease. When do they move in?
They moved in mid-October. Or
last
October 27th, ma'am.
When they move in on October 27th, although they don't sign the lease, you guys make what agreement to pay rent?
His dad actually agreed with my dad to pay their rent for about the first 3 months while they got their feet on the ground and got a job.
Does he do that?
He paid the first month's rent, and he did not pay the next 3. He gave excuses to my dad as to why he could do it.
And in the meantime, they're living in the apartment?
Yes.
All right. Why don't you start, Gregory? Talk to me.
April 2007, Ben came to me while I was living in Texas and was asking me, he knew I wanted to move back to California. So, we had an idea of maybe getting an apartment together. We were planning it. Then he signs a lease without even fully us agreeing. We weren't even ready at the time. She's just graduated from high school. We barely had any money. Our parents didn't even want to help us move out there. He told me after, Your Honor. And
he told you after what?
He signed the lease.
Did you tell him after you signed the lease?
No, I called him before I signed the lease to make sure that that's the place he wanted to go.
And what was his answer to that?
He said, yeah, it sounds like an amazing deal.
So that's not what you said?
No, Your Honor, I did not say that we can move then because we weren't even sure that if we had the money or not. I don't even understand why I'm here because he sent me and her a text saying that everything was off. Don't talk to me ever again, Ed, and with everything you owe me, we can just call off. And I haven't talked to him since that text message, which was October.
Do you have that text message?
Yes. Is this yours too?
Yeah.
He sent me and my girlfriend a text message saying that the agreement was called off.
Don't ever talk to me again, and I will forget about everything you owe me. October 8th, 2008.
I did say that.
Why?
Because I was having a moment of remorse, and I really felt bad
Why
for him.
would you feel remorseful?
In his situation, he was doing badly financially. He didn't have a job. There were just all these bad things going against him. And I thought, I might not pile this on. And then I was reminded about how much money he promised to pay me back and never did.
Do you have this in writing in a promissory note?
I do have a promissory note.
Thank you. Thank you. Gregory Edward Hancock owes me, Benjamin Cartwright, $2,400. Under our agreement, Gregory Hancock agreed to pay me $200 a month for 12 months starting September. We had also agreed that any fees encountered due to the end of our lease due to DirecTV would be his responsibility. That fee was $800. Okay, yes.
Okay, Your Honor, when we signed that, he came to me saying that he was going to press a lawsuit against me if I did not sign that. And that I told him that I did not have a job at the time, and when I first got my check, which would probably be around the beginning of November, I would start paying him. He did not even wait until November to sue me. He filed the dispute October 27, 2008.
Okay. All right. Amanda, why don't you come up? I want to talk to you for a minute. Talk to me about what happened between you and Gregory and what Benjamin describes as a rather volatile situation.
When he told us that he wasn't going to stay the second lease, we didn't know what we were going to do because we only had a month to figure out where we were going to live. And his aunt was like, well, you could live with us, but you have to get married. And we both knew we were too young to get married. Then I told my parents, and my parents were like, you're too young. Both my parents are divorced. So me and him got in a fight about it, and that's when he punched the hole in the wall. He didn't hurt me or anything that day. He just punched a hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm. Was that like a signal to you that this guy's got a pretty bad temper?
Yeah,
Okay.
But he's going to counseling and anger management.
No. Once he punched a hole in the wall, he didn't go to anger management.
No, he actually just started going.
Okay. The only reason he went to anger management is because he got arrested for hitting you. Is that right?
Well, part of that's right, but he was going to go.
No. Do not make. Let me explain something to you. You do not make excuses for a batterer. He is a violent man. He put his fist through the wall when he was fighting with you once, and then he hit you a second time, and now he's in anger management. You are minimizing what has happened to you.
Your Honor,
I don't want to hear from you.
The DA didn't press charges.
I don't want to hear from you.
Okay.
You are minimizing for him. And let me explain something to you. You're young and you're beautiful, okay? What you have with domestic violence is an increasing of the violence and increasing of severity as time goes on. There's nothing that's going to stop it. The only thing that's going to stop it is you, and you demand respect and dignity. He didn't give it to you when he put his fist through the wall. He didn't give it to you when he hit you. And there is no question in my mind that what Benjamin is saying is correct. You two fought a lot before the fist even went through the wall. All right. Now, did you agree to pay him back, Gregory?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. And I had all full intention of doing it until he texted me those 2 text messages to her and me. So those text messages were after agreement.
All right.
So he pretty much called the agreement off.
What is it? The DirecTV? How did that happen?
Well, he had Time Warner Cable, and it came with a package for internet, cable, and phone. And he said that he would pay that for while we were staying at the apartment, and I would pay electric, gas, water, trash, and sewer.
Right.
So after 3 months, no payment was made, and it was disconnected, and the only other person we could get cable from was DirecTV, and he had a bad credit, and so he asked me if I'd put my name on it. I said, that's fine as long as you pay the bill and assume responsibility for any fees.
Well, he still owes you $200 a month for the last how many months, and you're signing for DirecTV for him on the premise that he'll pay you. How's he going to pay you? He's got no money.
I knew him for like 2 years before we moved in, and I really trusted him.
You know, I think trust is good, unless it affects your pocket. Then you gotta, trust but verify. Now, the issue, what? What do you want to
We
say?
didn't pick the apartment. We never saw it. And then Eddie tells me that Ben signed a lease, and I felt like there was like no way out of it.
You make perfect sense, okay? And I agree with you. You're young, you don't have any money, you got a lot of frustration in your life, your aunt wants you to get married, your parents don't want you to get married, I'm not sure if you two want to get married, and you don't have any money on top of it, and he's hitting you, okay? Life is a little stressful right now, all right? But I'm going to try to get rid of some of this stress. The problem that you've got is that you, Benjamin, keep letting him get away with it. And then at the end of the day, you were trying to get money from him when you had so many points in time. When he moved in, he paid you less money. Then you wanted him to sign another lease and he wouldn't sign the lease. And then the DirecTV, he couldn't afford the cable, so you signed for DirecTV for him. You're either a sucker or a really good friend. I'm not sure. Okay? And I'm sure you're a nice guy. And I'm not trying to demean you. But you got to understand, you're young. When it comes to money, you got to watch out for your pennies. All right? But you did something interesting here. You have this promissory note that after all of this from 2007, and then he moves in the end of 2007 through 2008, doesn't sign a lease, everybody's loaning everybody money. And then Mr. Smarty Pants, you date this October 1st. Your lawsuit is premature. It's not due till October 1st of 08. It's not due until September of 09. Case dismissed.